The forces have pledged to promptly take all measures to strengthen their defenses on the threatened lines and advance wherever possible. So this is the latest on the crash that apparently claimed the life of one of the chief Delhi Russia. And the details are still scant. The information will be gathered and we'll be telling you all the latest updates. The Belarusian president, Alexander Lukashenko, is the latest one weighing on the different theories for the death of the Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin in plane crash northwest of Moscow. Conspiracy theories are going around the corner, and some of them are pointing the fingers directly at the Kremlin. The man of Moscow has denied all allegations and has called the theories of an attempted assassination as absolute lies. The Belarusian president has said that he warned the Wagner chief about all the threats to his life. Alexander Lukashenko further added that he insisted that the Wagner fighters in Belarus and Putin's said the Russian president is unlikely to be behind Prigozhin's death. It is Alexander Lukashenko had struck a deal after an attempted mutiny. Back then, the president had vowed to crush the mutiny, but later, it's part of the deal that was struck with Putin's ally, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko. The Wagner chief and his mercenaries had shifted their base to Belarus. The Belarusian president said that he persuaded the Russian President Vladimir Putin not to wipe out the mercenary troops. So what do we know so far about this plane crash? The plane that was bound for St. Petersburg crashed on Wednesday in the northwest of the Russian capital. It was carrying 7 passengers on board and 2 members and it crashed in Russia's western region. The plane stopped transmitting tracking signals after reaching an altitude of about 28,000 feet. After being in air for about 30 minutes, the plane suddenly burst in flames and then dropped out of the sky. So the plane started to fall, it broke apart to pieces which fell nearly 2 kilometers to the village of Kuzin. Russian media has said that all 10 bodies have now been recovered. The locals also spotted the plane being lit up, a black cloud was visible. Eyewitnesses described the situation as something like a bang and a shot before the plane came crashing down. But it is still not clear as to what resulted in the plane suddenly falling out of the sky. The investigations into the crash are still ongoing, and experts say that an aircraft such as this one does not simply just drop out of the sky without something very unusual happening. It would either be the result of an explosion inside or outside, or it could be the result of this aircraft being hit by a missile. Some media reports have highlighted that the plane fall looked like it had only had one time while it was falling. There's another video that has been released by the Russian state media that shows the last 4 digits of the registration number on the plane, Indian debris, as 2795. While Prigozhin's own plane is registered as RA02795. The Wagner-linked telegram channel Grey Zone has reported that the jet was shot down by the Russian military, but it has provided no evidence to back its claim. At this moment, it is not possible to conclusively say anything about the matter. Now, don't forget that Prigozhin, once a very close friend and an aide of President Vladimir Putin, was the man who had attempted a mutiny against the Russian leaders, and it marked the biggest challenge to President Vladimir Putin's rule in over 23 years. And now, in the words of Putin himself, Prigozhin was a very talented man who also had committed mistakes. Putin expressed condolences for all the victims of the crash after 24 hours of the plane having crashed on Thursday.
Now, as Kyiv inches towards receiving F-16 jets from NATO members, Joe Biden and Volodymyr Zelensky discussed training of Ukrainian pilots on Thursday. Ukraine is struggling to counter Russian air and artillery superiority, and the fighter jets would offer improved capability to destroy Russian targets. Now, the United States reassured speedy approval of F-16 transfer requests from other NATO allies once the training regimen is completed. NATO members Denmark and Netherlands have been leading international efforts to train pilots as well as the support staff, maintain aircraft, and ultimately enable Ukraine to obtain F-16 aircraft to use in its war with Russia. This month, Denmark began training 8 Ukrainian pilots. President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that Greece will be pitching in with efforts to train Ukrainian pilots. Denmark has pledged to deliver 19 F-16 fighter jets over the next 3 years. The Dutch Air Force has a total of 42 F-16 fighters, and the country is assessing the number of jets that it will provide to Ukraine. The F-16s in question, however, are around 40 years old and will need extensive maintenance. For more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report from New York.
The conversation between the two leaders comes about a week after the United States approved the transfer of F-16 from the Netherlands and Denmark after months of Ukraine pushing its Western allies toward these jets. However, the delivery and arrival of these jets could take months, not to mention the fact that Ukrainian pilots still need to be trained. During that same phone conversation, according to White House readout, President Biden reiterated America's unwavering commitment to Ukraine for quote-unquote as long as it takes. His comments in this phone call come just one day after the first Republican primary